Dolly Parton and Carl Dean shared one of the most private yet enduring love stories in Hollywood history. While Dolly became a global icon with her music, movies, and larger-than-life personality, Carl remained a mystery, rarely seen in public and almost never giving interviews. For decades, fans wondered about their relationship, and now in the wake of Carl Dean's passing, Dolly has finally opened up in a way that no one expected. Her emotional confession about their life together, the struggles they faced, and the one regret she carries will leave you speechless. This is the real story of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean. The love, the loss, and the heartbreaking truth she has only now decided to share. A love that stood the test of time. Dolly Parton and Carl Dean first met in 1964 outside a Nashville laundromat. At just 18 years old, Dolly had just moved to Music City, dreaming of a career in country music. Carl, a 21-year-old asphalt contractor, had no interest in fame or the spotlight, but the moment he saw her, he knew she was special. Their romance was instant, but it wasn't without its challenges. Dolly's career was beginning to take off, and Carl wasn't interested in living a public life. While other celebrity couples embraced the glitz and glamour, Carl and Dolly did the opposite. They kept their marriage incredibly private, refusing to attend red carpets together or engage in public displays of affection. Despite the secrecy, their bond was undeniable. They married in 1966 in a small, intimate ceremony, with only Dolly's mother as a witness. Over the years, many speculated that their love wouldn't last, especially with Dolly's growing fame. But Carl proved to be her rock, staying by her side for nearly 60 years. Now with Carl gone, Dolly has made a heartbreaking confession about what their love truly meant to her, and the pain of saying goodbye.
Now, he's a very complex, involved person. I never get tired of him.
Struggles they faced behind closed doors. To the world, Dolly and Carl's marriage seemed picture perfect. But behind the scenes, they faced struggles that few knew about. One of the biggest challenges was Carl's complete aversion to fame. While Dolly thrived in the spotlight, Carl wanted nothing to do with it. He refused interviews, rarely attended her concerts, and even joked that he had only seen her perform once in his life. For Dolly, this meant balancing two very different worlds. On stage, she was the bright, bubbly superstar that everyone adored. At home, she was simply Carl's wife, a role she cherished but sometimes found difficult. There were also rumors of infidelity and heartbreak. Dolly herself admitted in past interviews that she struggled with temptation, particularly during the height of her career. In one emotional moment, she even revealed that a close call with another man nearly broke her. But in the end, it was always Carl she came back to. Their marriage wasn't perfect, but it was real. And now in her emotional confession, Dolly has admitted that their biggest battle was one they could never truly prepare for. The pain of growing old together and the inevitable moment when she would have to say goodbye. The final years, Carl's health struggles and Dolly's devotion. As the years passed, Carl Dean's health began to decline. While he had always avoided the public eye, his absence became even more noticeable in recent years. Dolly, ever the devoted wife, took a step back from certain commitments to care for him. She made sure he was comfortable, that he never felt alone, and that he knew how much she loved him. Despite her superstar status, she prioritized their time together, knowing that their days were numbered. Friends close to the couple revealed that Carl's final years were peaceful, surrounded by love and the comfort of their Tennessee home. But for Dolly, watching the man she had loved for nearly 6 decades slowly fade away was the hardest thing she had ever faced. And then the moment came. Carl Dean, the man who had loved her in silence, who had supported her from the shadows, was gone. And for the first time in her life, Dolly was truly alone. Her confession about those final moments and the promise she made to him will break your heart. Dolly's emotional confession. The regret that haunts her. After Carl's passing, fans noticed a change in Dolly Parton. The always cheerful star seemed more reflective, more subdued. And when she finally spoke about Carl's death, her words were filled with emotion.
I love the old guy. He's the only one I've ever wanted and the only one I'll ever have, I'm sure.
In an interview, Dolly admitted the one regret that still haunts her. She wished she had spent more time with him. Despite their decades together, she confessed that her career often pulled her away. The tours, the recording sessions, the business ventures, they all took up precious time. And now looking back, she wishes she had slowed down, that she had cherished the small moments even more. She revealed that in his final days, she held his hand and whispered to him that he was the love of her life. She thanked him for loving her, for letting her be who she was, and for standing by her even when the world tried to tear them apart. And in one final, gut-wrenching admission, Dolly said that she still talks to Carl every night. She tells him about her day, about how much she misses him, and about how she hopes he's waiting for her on the other side. If you thought their love story was beautiful before, this confession will leave you in tears. Moving forward, how Dolly is honoring Carl's memory. Losing Carl Dean was the greatest heartbreak of Dolly's life, but if there's one thing we know about her, it's that she is resilient. Even in her grief, she has found ways to honor his memory and keep his spirit alive. She still lives in their Tennessee home, refusing to move because, as she says, Carl's spirit is here. She has dedicated songs to him, writing lyrics that reflect the depth of their love and the pain of losing him. She has also turned to philanthropy, expanding her charitable efforts in Carl's honor. From her imagination library, which provides free books to children, to donations in his name, she is making sure that his legacy isn't forgotten. But perhaps the most touching way she honors Carl is through her music. She recently admitted that whenever she performs, she imagines Carl sitting in the audience, watching her, smiling, and still supporting her the way he always did. And when asked if she believes they will be reunited one day, her answer was simple. Absolutely, he's waiting for me.
Why don't you just nitpick every little thing and notice all that? To me, it's worked for us because we both do different things. And it's exciting, you know, when we are together. So the fact that they're...
The songs she wrote for Carl that the world never heard. Throughout her career, Dolly Parton has written some of the most iconic love songs in music history. But what many don't know is that she wrote a deeply personal song just for Carl, one that the world has never heard. In a rare and emotional revelation, Dolly admitted that she wrote a song specifically for Carl in his final years. It was never released, never performed on stage, and never shared with anyone else. It was their song, her final gift to him. She sang it to him in their home, by his bedside, during quiet moments when it was just the two of them. She wanted him to know, in her own words and melody, how much he meant to her. The lyrics, she said, spoke of a love that never fades, of promises kept, and of the hope that one day they will dance together again in heaven. And when Carl passed, she sang it one last time, just for him. Now fans are wondering, will she ever release the song, or will it remain a private love letter, a sacred piece of their love story that belongs only to them? Either way, the thought of Dolly singing her final goodbye to Carl, in the form of a song only he was meant to hear, is enough to leave anyone in tears. It was her last serenade to the man she loved more than anything. Dolly Parton and Carl Dean's love story was unlike any other. It wasn't filled with Hollywood glitz and glamour. It was real, private, and deeply personal. Now, as Dolly navigates life without him, she carries his love with her every single day. Her emotional confession has shown us that no matter how much time we have with the people we love, it never feels like enough. So what do you think about Dolly's heartfelt tribute to Carl? Did their love story inspire you? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the world's most beloved stars.